Welcome to the book report. I read Brave New World, and I'm a brave new bitch. Woo! Read one of those books, man. One of those fucking best books of all time books, I guess. Brave New, I don't know, Aldous Huxley, 1931. You know, thank you, Zeba Sharani, for the lend on the book. It's about dystopian, futuristic society, you know, one that's not too different than the one we're existing in right now. This old goddamn book. Man, anytime you read a book with some high science in it way back from the 30s, you're like, wow, this guy got his hands on some drugs back then. Good on you, Aldo. Good on you. All right, I read this shit. It's, okay, so it's like this future society where, like, there's no pain, there's nothing bad, everything is made perfectly, you know, there's no families, there's no mothers or fathers, there's, like, people are born in these, like, artificial wombs and shit, and they're developed perfectly, and then there's different types of people, you know, there's a chain of command made. We got alphas, we got betas, we got thigh zetas, you know, we got peasants down at the bottom, and everyone has a role, but everyone's happy with whatever they end up in, you know what I mean? There's no marriages, you know, people bang, but everyone bangs everyone, you know, chicks, it's like, I'm becoming a savage like the people that don't belong in the new London, the new world. Ooh, if you know. So, like, chicks, they bang all the dudes, you know, and no one gets jealous. There's no jealousy. Nobody owns anyone. Everyone belongs to everyone in this brave new world, okay? But we got some people that are a little different in this society, okay? So we got this chick, Lenina. We got this guy, Bernard. And I forget, like, I think Lenina maybe starts spending too much time with one guy, and they're like, whoa, you need to stop doing that. If that's not in the book, that was just in the show. There's a show right now on Peacock, the old NBC app. You know, I read the book, and now I'm watching the show. Whatever, it's way different. So we got Lenina doing a little free thing. We got this other guy, Bernard, and he's like an alpha. He's some top of the food chain shit. But, like, he's a tad shorter than the rest of his homies, even though he's like an alpha, and people are like, whoa, is something wrong with that guy? He's a little off, and they're like, ooh, maybe he missed out on a little something in the nurturing process and that little artificial womb shit. And Bernard has these thoughts of, like, man, this society ain't all that, you know? We got this drug called Soma that everyone just pops every 2 seconds. Everyone's like, oh, man, a Soma a day, I keep the doctor away. Keep it, you know, just... These people don't even give a fuck about, like, death. People die. No one gets sad. No sad, nothing, okay? And he's like, man, it's just a little fucking weird. I'm just a little bit over having Netflix every night. You know what I mean? I'm just sick of this. I want to have some pain maybe in my life, baby. Give me some heartbreak. Oh, Bernie. So, this director dude or somebody, he's like, all right, dude, I see that you're kind of going astray, and it might fuck up the whole vibe of this cult I got going on here. So I'm going to send you on a little vacay. Okay, so he sends him to the savage land where people like don't live perfectly. You know, they grow and they look old, and it's the real world. You know what I mean? And he takes Lenina with him. And before he goes, old director, some high up tells a story. He's like, yeah, I once visited the savage land, as they called it, and he's like, yeah, I went with some chick, and fuck, she like bumped her head or got lost. I lost her. It's fucking crazy, man. I missed this. Fuck, man. Me and this chick, I lost her. And he's like, oh, thanks for telling me that little nugget of information before I headed out. And then he heads out to the Savage Land, okay? And they're watching it, and it's like tourism shit. Like, ooh, watch these people that don't know how to fucking live perfectly like us. And then he sees this chick who she's like claims that she used to be in the fucking badass world. And she doesn't look quite like the rest of the people around. She looks, you know, a little perfect, but a little like she's got some miles on her, you know. Been to a few Cyndi Lauper concerts. And she's got this son. And she's like, yeah, years ago I came with this dude who was an alpha, and we banged, and I got lost, and I was here, and then I had to have a kid, which freaked me out because no one has kids. No one does that. So, like, I've been here just fucking losing it, missing out on the fucking world. And old Bernie, he grabs her perfect kid. He's like, let's go back to the new world. I got a plan. I got a thing. So he goes back, takes him, and then it's like the beans are spilled that this director dude fucking had this kid with this chick. He left her, all this stuff. And so that guy steps down. And they're like, this is fucking crazy. And so the chick is back in her new society, the place where she was originally from. She's back on the soma. She's like, give me some of that fucking good shit. Just coma out. Just, the equivalent of your Percocet, Valium, best fucking little cocktail in the world. She's out, all right? And then her son, John, he's like, he was never accepted by the people in the Savage Land before either, he's like, wow, this society's weird. This new shit's weird. And Lenina, she's got the fucking hots for Bernard. And it starts fucking with her whole shit. She's like, wow, I want that dude. That's the dick I want. And Bernard's kind of a little freaked out. He's like, I don't know. This place, and, Bernard, wait, we're going to mix that up. John, he's freaked out. He's like, this ain't my shit. Bernard, still, he's going off on his tail. He's like, wow, this is weird. He's trying to help John through this fucking, the Brave New World fit. He's like, pop some soma, relax. Kick it, brother. Just chill. Fucking Johnny won't do it. All right, it basically wraps up in a way where Johnny's mom, Linda, she dies, she's old. And he's sad. He's crying like you do. And everyone's like, whoa, why are you being such a pussy? She's just dead. Who gives a fuck? And he's like, that's my mom. And they're like, oh, what's a mom? Ugh. No, thank you. Ugh. And he's like, you guys are all fucked up. I'm just crying because my mom's dead. Go fuck yourselves. Fuck you all. And he's like, and then even with Lenina, because he starts, I think, hooking up with her or something, but then she still wants to bone other dudes. And he's like, fuck this. I don't want everyone's sloppy seconds, all this fucking... No, man, fuck this fucking place, man. And so one of the head ups, he's like, all right, homie, you and Bernard, who's acting a fool, and this other dude who I wasn't mentioning in my review earlier, this writer guy who's like, how am I going to write? There's nothing to write about in this fucking place. He's like, you guys got to go because you were seriously fucking with this whole vibe, bro. I had a thing. Everyone was chill. And now there's like fucking... And they go back and forth. They're like, well, you need pain for art and shit. And he's like, yeah, I get it. You need some discourse for some music. I get it. I've been there. But let's just fucking, Zoloft this fucking place out, okay? Let's just go comatose, I don't know. And he sends this writer dude to an island. He's like, the writer dude's like, cool, man. I'll write better shit there, okay? I think he sends Bernard away or something. And then he says to the John, he's like, you know what? You're going to stay. I want to see what happens with you, actually. What's going on? So he sticks around. Camera fell over. So sorry. We are back. All right. Ends in this way. John's freaking out because he's stuck in this place. He's like, I'm going to live and try and fucking make it crazy anyways. He starts hitting himself with the whips and shit to bleed, inside that. He's like, fuck the soma. I don't need this. And everyone, comes to watch him, to, check him out. He's, this new tourist attraction. They're like, all right, let's go watch the fucking homeless guy down over here, fucking do tricks. And then it just ends with, you see some feet. You read about some feet dangling from left to center to right to center to left. And it's like a beautifully written suicide scene. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I didn't realize this John guy was a stand-up comedian, So on brand. Very good. Very good. So Brave New World, it was a good book. It was hard. It was a hard read. I'm not going to act like, dude, he's describing all this shit, and it's clutter, and it wasn't until page 40 or 50 where you get to Lenina and Bernard and some characters, and I'm like, okay, now I'm following a story, okay? Which part of these little fucking details? So... whatever. It's one of those dystopian books, like your Fahrenheit 451, George Orwell's 1984. I haven't read that one yet. But, these books that are like, wow, the future could be crazy. And you're reading it and you're like, wow, the present is crazy. This is the same as us getting all of our shit from CVS, drinking and fucking having a good time. Militant parties, going back to working and being like, I'm a fucking blue collar, I don't care. I'm on top, I'm the fucking businessman. Very interesting. Very interesting. Brave New World.